Okay, so I looked back at some of my videos and I realize I'm talking very quietly. You almost have to turn up the volume to maximum, if not to maximum, just to hear me. So I'll talk a little louder to make sure that's not really an issue. Not to mention I have to make sure I'm closer to my phone so you can hear me. So sorry if I sound extra obnoxious with this. So continuing on, I forgot I have to turn off the flashlight. This is the Vampire Knight official fan book, and yeah, just to know ahead of time, I really love Vampire Knight. It's one of my favorite manga series. These are some books I haven't read yet. The ones on the right I haven't. Maid-sama. This was a 1 and 2 manga, so I'm interested in reading that. Why? Well, you can see in a lot of my series, I don't really have. I do have a specific, distinct taste for things, but I'm just, very experimental on manga series. Cased Closed, which this is an extremely long series, but I just want to read at least the first book just to get an idea of what the series is all about. And I was able to find Durarara shortly after I finished the last video. So, I'm excited to read this book. Although I can't really see the names of the people. That's kind of weird. Oran host, Oran, sorry, Oran High School Host Club. This is a series I was very close to watching the anime, but I just wanted to read. Okay, I was gonna say something false. I was gonna say I was really curious about what manga artists are left-handed drawing because I'm left-handed, and I looked online, and I think one of the more famous manga artists is another series by Clamp. Haven't read this one, Men of Many Faces. But yeah, apparently Fruit Basket is one of the more popular manga series by a left-handed artist, and I think that's pretty interesting. Although I did hear something about a physical illness that she suffers, which is a shame. This is actually one of my only books. This is really not even a light novel. This is just a full-blown regular novel. Although I did mess up because I heard about this series, but apparently this is the sequel book, which I'll have to check out and find the other books. Here are my Zelda mangas. This isn't all of them. Again, some of the books I'm working on right now, which are some of the Zelda mangas, are out at the moment. But yeah, this is most of them. And then, of course, as I've shown before, here are all my Dragon Ball Super books. I don't really have a certain number. I think it's 3 through 8. Mainly just because, once you get to Volume 9, that's when a lot of uncharted territory comes in that isn't in the anime yet, if they are ever going to continue the anime. Alright, that part was fast, so I will move on to the next batch of books. Okay, so by this point on, it's going to go by a lot faster because I'm starting to get to a lot of the book series I have large amounts of, because now you can actually start seeing the books in the back and you can tell that pretty much a lot of the books I just have such large quantities of. So, to start with, I have Chobits, another series made by Clam. I did read the first book, and I like this series. It does have a lot of generic elements to it that made me kind of off about it at first, but I actually really like it. I really like the artwork too. I really like the design. I just really like their artwork in general. This one's actually a very underrated manga series. I've read the whole series. Is Hide and Closer. Fun fact is that the person who made the series would later work on Alice in Borderland, which, if I remember, they did a live action series on Netflix a little while ago, and that series was actually really popular. So it's kind of interesting to see, because I remember I first heard about these book series. I think I guess about 3 years ago actually. They had all the books. Yeah. Then there's Black Sun, Silver Moon. I also read all of the books, but in conclusion, I didn't like this series. Also, if you can hear a noise in the background, that's not the music. That's actually my dog, my Doge. I'm sorry, that was stupid. Uh, but yeah, my dog. She's sleeping at the moment. But yeah, I can't really explain the whole plot of this other than it's mainly about this guy. Apparently, his father passed away, and he worked with him, and he owed this guy a huge debt, and he works at a church. He's like a priest, maybe not a priest, and this guy is pretty much having to take his father's place to finish his debt. And there's more stuff to it, like there's like zombies and stuff, and this one is kind of a simple plot where the idea is this kid is being attacked by a bunch of not magicians but sorcerers, because there's a rumor that's been going on that because his grandfather is like the most powerful sorcerer in the world, if you eat his heart, you'll basically be granted any magical power, sorcerer power you can do. So everyone's basically all over the world is chasing after him, while that teddy bear guy, Hyde, or is that Hyde? I'm getting things mixed up. Never mind, I don't want to confuse myself too much. Um, these are all the Bleach books I have, which it's not true. It's been very difficult trying to own a lot of the Bleach books, just because there's a lot of books. But I do have another book. Wait a second. I do have this Behemoth, the box set, which I've never read most of these books. I have read the first 52 books. So I bought this because it was on sale, and it was more when I was trying to collect a lot of the books. But it's really cool. I do like these box sets overall, because if you get it on sale, you can actually save a lot of money by just paying brand new for these books. So yeah, it's cool. I like Bleach. I'm actually rereading the series again after so many years, and it has its, minor flaws, but I love the series overall. But I think that's... Oh wait, there's one more. Here is the Negima series, which is, again, made by the same person who did Love Hina. I think you're not able to hear me at the moment. But the Negima series, this is a good example of, oh, I like the first book, let me just buy the rest of them. I wouldn't really say it's that great of a series. It was at this time where if I liked a book, I would just basically buy the rest, and I think there's 36 books in total. I don't know if I would ever buy any more, or at least until I, at least read half of them to know if I like it a lot more. But, yeah. Oh, you want to know the plot of it? Moving on, so here are the next batch of books I had to grab. And yeah, I'm going to have to start going into more multiple series for this part, but I'll be able to go by it quick enough. This is Rina, which is made by, what's her name again? I don't want to look. I need to remember. I think it's Rumiko Takahashi. Yeah, she is the artist who has made Inuyasha, Ranma Half, other series that came before that I always can never remember to pronounce the name. But even after making over 30 books of this not too long ago, a few years ago, she's actually doing another series called Choyo, or something in the lines of that. I did read the first book of this. I guess it's a good example of, it's not really original, but it's just how it's executed is what makes it good, if that makes any sense. I have Blackbird, which this is another good example where they actually had a lot of these books at my store, but then for whatever reason, someone actually bought a lot of the books, trying to be like me, I guess. Just see a series that looks potentially good and they have a lot of the books there, and I just buy all of them. I can't really explain the plot for this because it's just been a very long time since I read them, but I remember it was decent, and just like with Negima, because it was decent, therefore I want to buy all of them. I did read this book, I think back in October last year, Rose and Maiden. I actually liked this book a lot. I only have one other book, but I definitely really want to buy more of the books in the future. It's really good. Even though I'm not really planning on getting all the books, I just got it because they were not too expensive. I actually do have a handful of the Yu-Gi-Oh books, including, some of the ones that were never in the anime. Ugh, sorry about that. But I actually just at random have what might arguably be my favorite duel in the entire anime. The one where Yugi fights that one guy that Merrick is possessing. And I really love the fight a lot for specific reasons. Yeah, it's really cool. Hopefully I'm talking loud enough, and hopefully it's not too bad. Anyway, there's this book series that I started buying some of them recently, the Plus Anima series. It's actually really good. It's a very cute series. I don't know if cute is the right word. I guess not really the word cute, but just one of those series that's just kind of takes away your mind out of the world and you just really enjoy it. It's kind of hard to get any more of the books after the third one because they start getting pretty expensive and there's 10 of them, but it's a really nice series. I would recommend it if you just want to read something that's just nothing extremely different or nothing, just something that's just, I guess, lighthearted and, creative, because these characters are called animas and they basically have animalistic like powers even though they're very humanoid. Like that character can turn into a mermaid fish. He can have wings like a bird, and the other guy has bear claws. There's another character that was introduced at the end of the first book, which is a girl that has bat abilities. This is just one of those titles that's really annoying. Precarious Woman Executive Miss Black General. Aside from the title, I actually remember reading only the first book, but I actually really like this. It's very comedic, it's a very humorous series, but I actually do really like this series, and I would like to get more of them. But I'm vaguely remembering a lot of this stuff, but it's really funny. I don't know. Again, I'm not really able to show all of them in good detail, but and yes, that's I actually don't remember his name. That Robin. Yeah, that was his name. Robin. Okay, just as a side note, I hate it when they do this. I have several books where whenever it's used, it doesn't show a used sticker. I have one that has a used sticker on it, I think. Do I? Here it is. Is it okay to show this? I guess so. But yeah, see, it's like, whenever they have this thing, there it is. Ugh. 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 I really hate it when they do that, because it's a book. Don't put anything on it that... It's fine if it's a sticker, because for the most part you can remove it. Not all the time. I actually got some Bleach books that the stickers were so embedded into the paper of the book that if I tried removing it, it was almost like a tattoo. It was just pretty much embedded into it. This series I've never read. I don't really know why I bought it, because on the surface it just doesn't look interesting, but again, don't judge a book by its cover. This might actually be really good. Here is Greenwood. I've had it for a very long time. Um, then there is all of my Tsubasa books. This is probably Clamp's biggest series in terms of just how many books there are. I know Card Capture Sakura is their most popular series, but yeah, I did read the first book, and this is definitely a series I really would love because the idea of it is that they're going through all of these different universes and they cross paths with other time not time periods but other universes from other Clump series such as Holic, Card Capture Sakura, and maybe some other series, I'm not sure, but it's probably one of the most creative series I've ever seen just because it just has a lot of things like I remember at the end of the first book it goes into that, and I don't know, I just as usual Clump just makes very cute and really cool awesome artwork. It's great. It's a great series. I extremely recommend it. I recommend a lot of these series, but that one I would recommend a little extra. And the other books I showed, no, that's the case. I do recommend a lot of them, but it's just, yeah. Skip Beat. I did read the first book of this. I can't really explain the plot. I do remember it, but I would probably butcher the story really badly. But I actually have a decent amount of books, but it actually goes up to at least 43, so this is definitely a series that you would really have to commit to. And I remember liking it, but I don't know if I would like it enough to read that many books in the series. And only book left is right over here. The Sawyer books. I actually finally, after so many years, just recently read most of the first book, and I automatically love it. I didn't even finish the rest of the book. I only read the first 3 chapters, and I just knew I was interested in the series. I love everything about it. It just has such a great uh, identity to it. That's really the only word I can think of. So I think that's all the books for this batch. So I'll go through the last row for this part, and I'll end the video there. Alright, time to show the rest for this video at least. Oh yeah, I forgot. So yeah, this is the rest of the books. So in the next episode, it will actually be the last part I'll be doing because you can see that most of it is just kind of connected to one series. So. But anyway, I forgot to show because I looked at my shelf and I actually forgot to grab these 2 books. But I do have volume 2 and 3 of Strawberry 100%. Just wanted to show that at least. What else? I have a few of the Dragon Ball 3-in-1s. I still don't have all of them. I actually don't have 4 through 6, but I'd like to get all of them. What else? One I forgot to show, and I don't know if you barely saw it, but I want to show that I do have a few of the Pokemon books. Not many. I actually wouldn't mind reading most of the Pokemon books. I think they're really cool. I did read the first book of this, and I think I even read the second book of this. I actually really like them. They're really good series. Actually, I have a very specific story. I can't remember. But I actually do have several books of that specific series, and I would love to own all of them. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of books of all rated A for all ages. Yep. There you go. What else? Next up is the Alice 19 series. I actually did read the first book, and I actually have most of the books. There's not many, but another series made by Yu Watase. Weirdly enough, it actually is missing a U. I don't know if that's an error or not, or that was just a slight change in the name. But strange. But I actually quite like this series. That's why I bought most of the other books. Alright, let's see. There's a couple more books. there's the Wallflower series, which I actually read. I'm not sure exactly how many books I read. I think I read at least 5 of them. I actually really love this series. I guess to make it short, it's about this girl that was dumped by a guy she really liked because of how she looked, and she pretty much gave up trying to look beautiful. And these 4 very popular, quote unquote, handsome boys, um, I think it's their landlord or basically someone they know that is actually the aunt of that one girl you just saw, where they basically said, "Hey, I'm going out of country for a long time, and I'll let you guys live there rent free if you just do one thing: make my niece look pretty." And the task they thought wasn't too bad until they saw her and they realized, oh, it's gonna be a lot harder than I thought. It's a really good series because it's weird because it's a series that you might think, oh, this is like a series made for like isn't the right word, but like, popular preppy girls or something. But that's actually not really the case at all. It's kind of like this weird combination because the author kind of made the character have a lot of elements to what the author likes, and I don't know. It's just it's one of the only series I've ever seen that just has such a strange contrast with most of the characters to how she is. I can't really tell what specific group of people she was trying to target to, but it's a really good series. And the only reason why I stopped reading it for a long time is just because there's at least 36 books, which is just, again, it's just a huge commitment. But I like it enough where I would actually want to read more of it. Sorry if I just went on a long topic of that. Here's the last book to show for today. Another series by Yu Watase, which I did read the first book, Fushigi Yugi Ginbu Kaiden. I would say I don't like it as much as Alice 19th. It's another, I think it's another world kind of series. Not the worst one, but it's decent. I can't remember the plot, but it's fine. Alright, so that's all the books for this part. And for the last part, believe it or not, I will go through the rest of these. So look forward to it if you're interested in this kind of stuff. Alright, bye.